It's been 7 months. 7 months since I did the last installment of Stupid News. There's really no reason in particular why I didn't do this for so long. Again, this is just a series I do whenever the fuck I want, and sometimes I even forget that this series even exists. But I had the urge to make another one of these because these were fun whenever I decide to do these. So yeah, this series is finally back in before another 6, 7, 8, or however long hiatus this series goes on next, so enjoy this while it lasts. But anyway, let's get into the stupid news stories I compiled for this video. It should be a lot of fun for both me to discuss and for you to listen to me discuss about. Anyways, let's begin. We begin with a story that was actually shared with someone in my Discord server. He goes by the name Cool Mind, so thanks to him for sharing this in my server and bringing this one to my attention. Nearly 100 drivers followed a Google Maps detour and ended up stuck in an empty field. Technology isn't always foolproof, as about 100 Colorado drivers learned when Google Maps offered them a quick way out of a traffic jam. A crash in Pena Boulevard, a road leading to Denver International Airport, prompted the app to take drivers on a detour on Sunday, but it was too good to be true. The alternate route took drivers down a dirt road that rain had turned into a muddy mess, and cars started sliding all around. Connie Monsees was on her way to pick up her husband at the airport when she encountered the wreck on Pena Boulevard. I thought maybe there was a detour, and she pulled on Google Maps and it gave me a detour that was half the time, she said. It was 43 minutes initially, and she was going to be 23 instead. So I took the exit and drove where they told me to. There were a bunch of other cars going down the dirt road too, I said. Guess it was okay. It was not okay. Google said the road was not marked as private. And here's an actual picture from the article of this whole mess. I mean, holy fucking shit. Look at that line of cars right there. I mean, I find it kind of funny and a little bit ironic that, people wanted to find a faster way to get to an airport, which, typically is very busy and there's always traffic around airports, especially here in New York, where I live. And, people don't want to fucking deal with that, so Google recommends them a shorter way to get to this airport, and then, instead they end up in this fucking mess, and it probably takes them even longer to get to the airport because everyone else was trying to find a quicker way to get to this airport, and turns out, oh no, Google Maps fucked up and took them to this unmarked area where it wasn't supposed to take them. It's just really funny in my opinion, and that's why I shared this. I don't have too much to really say about this story. It's just, again, a really funny story that's also really fucking stupid, but you know what? You can't really fault Google too much. I mean, shit like this happens with technology, and I'm sure there are plenty of old fucks and boomers and people like that, saying, this is why the younger generation should not rely on technology all so much. Oh, shut the fuck up. Those people are insufferable. But what I also find funny, and I know this isn't directly related to the article, still it is kind of related, but this is also something I want to touch up on. My mom is terrible with these GPSs, the Google Maps detour thing, where the phone talks to you and tells you exactly where to go. She still manages to fuck that up. She still ends up going the wrong way sometimes. Like, I remember for my graduation practice, it was at this college. I was kind of far away from my house, so, and my mom didn't know how to get there, so she had the Google Maps thing talk to her and tell her the directions on where to go, which streets to take, things like that, where to exit on the highway, and she still fucked it up, and I was late to my graduation practice, and I didn't get in trouble, of course, but I was still pissed off because I was like, the phone is literally telling you where to go. How do you still get lost? But whatever. She can be like that sometimes, but it's my mom. I can't really complain too much, and of course I love her, so I'm not gonna throw too much shade at her in this video. But that was just fucking frustrating to no end. Oh my god. Claire's recalls JoJo Siwa's makeup kit for tweens after finding asbestos in it. The Food and Drug Administration says her makeup kit sold there being Claire's, is dangerous. It tested positive for asbestos. The store has recalled the product after the FDA issued a warning to stop using the product immediately. Claire's JoJo Siwa makeup set a batch list number, a bunch of fucking numbers, whatever, which contains eyeshadow, 2 lip glosses, and nail polish, is geared towards young girls and teens. Jojo Siwa, 16, first appeared on Dance Moms, and has since become a breakout star with her own YouTube channel and 9.8 million subscribers, products and appearances everywhere. Trace amounts of asbestos fibers were found after testing the powder eyeshadow, said Claire's in a statement to USA Today. Also testing positive for asbestos was a product from Beauty Plus called Global Contour Effects Palette Number 2, whatever the fuck, a bunch of letters and numbers again. It's unclear where this cosmetic was sold. USA Today has reached out to Beauty Plus for details. Both recalls were made by the companies before they were announced by the FDA last week. Now this is just fucking scary and absolutely deplorable. I mean, why the fuck would asbestos be in a makeup kit? I mean, I don't know much about makeup, obviously. I'm a dude, I don't wear makeup, I'm not one of those beauty makeup YouTubers who wear makeup and put on, and do others' makeup and shit, but I'm pretty sure you don't put asbestos in fucking makeup. I mean, again, this is just scary beyond belief because Jojo Siwa, a huge name among little girls. All these little girls, you know, are probably go to the store with their parents and then they see makeup with Jojo Siwa's face on the cover and then they're like, oh my god, it's Jojo Siwa. I want that makeup because I love Jojo Siwa. So, you know, obviously the makeup with Jojo Siwa's face on it, I'm going to buy because, again, I love Jojo Siwa so much. Oh my god. You know, and then they put the makeup on, and then, oh no, asbestos was in that makeup, and then, you know, oh god, I don't even want to fucking think about it. Now, Jojo Siwa responded to this in a video, and she said she obviously had no clue that there was asbestos in her makeup, and she issued out an apology to everyone who bought her makeup and, you know, was, you know, infected by asbestos. And the first time I heard about the story was in TJ Kirk, the Amazing Atheist podcast, Deep Fat Fried, and I remember them actually condemning Jojo for this, and, you know, saying, you know, her fans were getting infected by asbestos while she collects all the money and laughs and, you know, sits idly by while this shit is happening to her fans. And also Repsion made a video on this saying, oh no, Jojo Siwa is cancelled, you know, catchy clickbaity title, you know, saying, you know, Jojo Siwa's career is done thanks to all this. Jojo had no fucking idea that this was going on. I highly doubt she even uses her own makeup products, and again, I highly doubt she even knew any of this was happening. So she is completely innocent in this story. It's not like she was the one putting asbestos in her makeup with some evil twisted idea to, you know, infect her fans with asbestos for some weird fucked up reason. So stop pinning the blame on her and instead pin the blame on the people who actually put asbestos in this fucking makeup, and they should obviously be condemned and, you know, actually be punished for this in some sort of way. Preferably jail time, because asbestos is an incredibly dangerous substance, and especially if it's put on makeup and put on people's faces or on their eyelashes or, you know, close to the eyes or, you know, on the face, things like that. That shit is incredibly dangerous. Those people should face actual repercussion, not Jojo. Again, stop shifting the blame towards her. All she did was pose for a fucking picture, and then they slapped her face onto the makeup case and slapped her name on there, and that was it. That's all her involvement was when it came to this makeup that was infected with asbestos. And also, what the fuck is up with her hairline? I mean, look at that shit. I mean, she has a gigantic fucking forehead. I mean, she's only 16 and already it looks like she's losing hair. Like, that's something you should definitely check out, Jojo. I'm sorry, it's just me being brutally honest. Bill Cosby says he is still America's dad in Father's Day tweet. Despite serving a prison sentence for sexual assault, Bill Cosby stays active on social media. On Sunday, he posted a Father's Day message on Twitter that social media users said fell flat. Hey, 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 it's America's dad, the disgraced actor tweeted on Sunday. I know it's late, but to all of the dads, it's an honor to be called a father. So let's make today a renewed oath to fulfilling our purpose, strengthening our families and communities. The message included the hashtags hashtag Happy Father's Day and hashtag Renewed Oath to Our Family, and was posted alongside an old video of Cosby discussing racism. Cosby, 81, requested the message be posted for Father's Day. Andrew Wyatt, his spokesperson, told USA Today. Wyatt said Cosby's message consisted of telling these men, who have been incarcerated for many years but are up for parole soon, to take the word disadvantage and remove the dis and start focusing on the advantage. Before more than 50 women accused Cosby of abuse, the actor and comedian, once dubbed America's Dad, was known for promoting family values. Bill Cosby, just fuck off. Fuck off and leave the rest of the civilized world alone. Just accept the fact that no one likes your creepy ass anymore. Everyone knows you're a complete and total piece of shit who raped multiple women for years on end, used your power to groom these women, drug these women, rape these women, and unfortunately it took all these years for these women to finally come out and expose you, years after you lost relevancy, and now you're facing punishment in your fucking twilight years. Bill Cosby is fucking 81 years old, and he's serving a 10-year prison sentence, and chances are he's already gonna die in prison. Isn't he blind at this point? I mean, the man isn't even in the best shape, and I'm pretty sure his final years are already here. And again, unfortunately, he's not gonna serve his full sentence. He's probably just gonna serve a couple of years until he dies in prison. And I hear he's also having a real blast in prison. He's making the prisoners laugh. He's treated well. I mean, what kind of fucking punishment is that? I mean, again, I know he's in prison now for 10 years. He's probably gonna die in prison, never see the outside world again because he's an old fuck. But still, it's not like, he's treated like any other prisoner, like shit, especially, regular people who did the same shit he did, who were serial rapists or even killers. I'm not saying Cosby murdered anyone, but I'm just saying, people who do heinous crimes of the sort are usually, treated horribly in prison and, get the worst kind of treatment, but not Cosby, because, he's a famous celebrity. He's rich, so obviously that means he gets special treatment in prison, and, he doesn't get to suffer like the rest of the other prisoners who are in there. What a fucking world we live in. Just shows that the rich and powerful get to lead very different lives than us. Get a different kind of perks in the justice system than us. Us regular folk who aren't these rich, famous celebrities who are worth a lot of money. When I hear the news that Bill Cosby dies in prison, which I'm more than certain is going to happen, and this isn't me saying I hope he dies or anything, it's not really in my nature to wish death on people, even if the person may deserve it, and even if they're a piece of shit like Cosby, but I won't shed a single tear, and no one else, aside from his very few ass-kissers that are left, and I'll get to them in a minute, will shed a single tear. Stop trying, Bill Cosby. Stop trying to keep this nice guy image, who tries to, and try to be this person who teaches morals to people, because people see right through that now, because people know exactly, people know who exactly you are. You are a piece of shit rapist who drugged women, used his power to lure these women, and again, drug them and rape them, and people found this out, and people know exactly who you are, so you are not fooling anyone with these tweets. Again, aside from the very few people left who still support you, and honestly, fuck those people. Fuck those people who are saying all those women, all those 50 women or more are lying about Cosby. You people are scum, and you people are almost as bad as Cosby. And I know some people might say, well, that's a stretch. It's not like they raped or drugged anyone. Yeah, I'm saying this because they're enabling this shit. They're making this shit seem okay by saying, oh, Cosby is this innocent man who was framed, and some people tried to say this was racism, shit like that. Just fuck off. Just fuck off. It is absolutely fucking disgusting that we actually have people in this world who will willingly support a serial rapist. And that is exactly what Cosby was. A serial rapist piece of fucking garbage. And again, it's really sad that so late in Cosby's life, he's finally facing justice for doing this absolutely disgusting, heinous shit. And he wasn't stopped when he was younger, when he was still doing this shit, when he was still a threat to women. No, he was stopped when he was an old, feeble man who is blind now. Yeah, he's finally facing justice now in his final years. You know, he probably has a couple of years left before he dies. And again, he was able to live life, you know, as a person, you know, who was rich and famous, who could do whatever the fuck he wanted when he was young. And now that he's old, it doesn't really matter anymore. You know, he may as well have just completely gotten away with it because, again, he's an old man. I mean, like, what the fuck is he missing out on these days? It unfortunately wasn't until Cosby was irrelevant that people finally found out who the fuck he really is. California man defends giant concrete swastika amid backlash. A California man who constructed a giant concrete swastika in his front lawn is telling neighbors who are upset with the installation to get over it. Aerial images of the 10-foot by 10-foot concrete swastika in El Sombre, resident Stephen Johnson's yard, were first reported by local media on Tuesday, according to the Mercury News. Johnson told the news that he does not understand why his neighbors are perturbed by the construction that he declined to classify as a swastika. He instead labeled it as a design and a Tibetan symbol. The Nazi stuff happened like 80 years ago, Johnson told the Mercury News on Wednesday. Get over it, I guess. I love swastikas, he said. I think they look cool. I didn't do it to get attention. I'm not a worshipper of Nazis. I just thought it'd be a cool thing to put in there. Johnson said to him the image symbolizes peace, tranquility, and harmony. Personally and professionally, I find it deeply offensive, said Nancy Apple, a spokeswoman for the Anti-Defamation League. The thing is huge. It's in concrete and symmetrical. It appears that a lot of effort was put into it, but Johnson said he doesn't intend to take down the swastika. Yeah, dude, no. Just no. And yes, this is a Nazi swastika. It tilts to the right. It's not counterclockwise like the religious swastikas are. So you can't pull the religion, peace, tranquility swastika that you say you love so much in this situation, because that is a fucking Nazi swastika you put in your fucking yard for everyone to see. And now people are pissed off, rightfully pissed off, that there's a huge ass swastika right there out in their neighborhood for everyone to see. And when everyone is angry at you, telling you to get rid of it, you're just like, oh, I have the freedom to put that there. It's a religious swastika. Calm your fucking tits. No, dude, you can't use that fucking excuse. People are mad at you because you're probably a Nazi piece of shit. And people are rightfully angry about this. And I love how the guy is like, well, I didn't do this for attention. Why are people paying attention to this? I didn't do this for attention. Why the fuck are people so angry? Because you put a huge ass fucking swastika in your front yard for your whole neighborhood to see. That is the issue here. If this was just in your house or something, or I don't know, you put a swastika on a cloth in your bedroom or living room, wherever, or put pictures of Hitler wherever the fuck inside your own home, fine, whatever. You have the freedom to put whatever the fuck you want inside your own home. But this is outside. This is for the whole public to see, and people see that shit and they automatically associate it with Nazis. And again, this is the Nazi swastika, so they are right to associate this particular swastika with the Nazis. And that's why people are upset over this. Oh, well, get over it. If you don't like it, don't pay attention to it. So there are things that people kind of sort of can't ignore. Like, again, a giant-ass swastika on someone's front lawn. Like, I don't get how one could just simply ignore that. One could simply just look at that and ignore it and move on with their day and not say a damn thing. That's kind of a hard thing to ignore, dude. I mean, it's not like you put a fucking a lawn gnome or whatever on your yard and people are paying attention to it and talking about it and, you know, saying shit about it. In that case, yeah, of course, just ignore it. It's nothing to be so riled up over. But you put a fucking Nazi symbol of the Nazis on your yard and you're just wondering why people have this big issue over that in their own fucking neighborhood. Sorry, dude, I highly doubt the rest of your neighborhood are Nazi pieces of shit who like seeing swastikas on people's lawns. In fact, they aren't, because they're complaining about it. So how about you just get the fuck over it and understand why it is that people are so damn mad over this. Military to spend a month painting border barriers to improve aesthetic appearance. Active duty members of the military deployed near the US-Mexico border have been assigned to spend a month painting a mile-long stretch of barriers to improve their aesthetic appearance. Lawmakers were notified of the action on Wednesday in an email message from the Department of Homeland Security, which has asked for the Pentagon multiple times in recent months to deploy troops near the southern border to support the agency as it faces an unprecedented surge of Central American families and accompanied children heading to or in between ports of entry. According to the email, an unspecified number of service members were set to paint barriers in the California border town of Calexico. The task, according to the email, would last approximately 30 days. While the primary purpose is to improve the aesthetic appearance of the wall, there may also be an operational benefit based on our experience with the painted barriers in Nogales, Arizona, the email read. Our military hard at work, with taxpayer money on top of that, making sure our border wall looks so fucking beautiful. Very, very important issue. I mean, fuck healthcare or fuck education. Our money should, taxpayer money should go to making sure this wall looks as nice as possible. I'm so fucking done of hearing about this border wall shit and how it's gonna keep the Mexicans out, because it's not. Mexicans are gonna find plenty of other ways to get into this fucking country. In fact, they already have. I mean, it's already been discovered that tunnels have been found underneath the US-Mexican border, leading to various places inside the U.S. for Mexicans to dig through, cartels to dig through, bring their drugs in. They have plenty of other ways than simply just walking through that border or climbing up a wall or anything of the sort. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid that conservatives are so fucking in love with the idea of having this border wall and thinking it's gonna keep the country safer by keeping those damn Mexicans out, because Mexicans are so fucking evil. They're bringing in all the crime, the drugs, or fuck all that bullshit. Fuck all that. But alright, let's just entertain the broken logic that a lot of these conservatives have, that supposedly, all these illegal immigrants from Mexico are bringing in all the crime, they're all rapists, they're bringing in all the drugs, all that shit, even though, immigrants are pretty low in crime rates. But whatever, let's ignore that. Let's just say, that is all true. Even if you build a fucking wall, that won't stop any of that, because they will still find ways to get in, alright? Just one stupid-ass wall isn't going to stop them. So just to stop with all this wall bullshit, alright, put something there at the border, sure. But just stop putting so much emphasis on this wall, because it is not going to fix shit. Things are not going to magically get better after this wall gets built. None of that shit is going to happen. It is all a fantasy. It is just Trump putting in your minds that if we build this fucking wall, all the crime from the illegal immigrants are just gonna go away. He's putting that shit in your fucking heads, alright? And all of you are so fucking stupid that you eat this shit up. It's fear-mongering. It's nothing more than that. And all these racist conservatives who don't like Mexicans, who most of them just want to come into this country to lead better futures, provide for their families, because, they don't have a lot of opportunities where they come from. They're dirt poor where they come from. They want to make better money because the money they make is shit where they come from. So they come here to have more opportunities, make more money, support their families, and provide a better future for not only themselves, but again, for their families. And conservatives just fell for the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and just want to shift all these problems onto these people who are, for the most part, innocent. What? You're calling people who want to kick out innocent people and ensure that they can't make it into this country, and for the most part these people just want to lead better lives? You're calling those people who want to get rid of those people racists? Yeah, I am. Get the fuck over it. And that concludes this edition of Stupid News. It was nice doing one of these again, even though I'm probably gonna stop doing these again for a long time like I did previous to this edition of Stupid News, but whatever. For the time being, it was really nice doing this again, and it was definitely a lot of fun. If you have a stupid news story that you want to share with me and potentially have featured in one of these videos, feel free to either share it in my Discord server. I have a channel completely dedicated to stupid news stories in my Discord server, link below in the description to that, or you could tweet it at me, but your best bet is Discord. I'm way more active on Discord than I am on Twitter, but Twitter is still a viable option if you want to still tweet a story to me through there. Anyways, if you want to read any of these articles, they will all be down in the description if I remember to put them there, which I more than likely will remember to put them there, hopefully. But anyways, that's all the stupid news I had to report on. Bye-bye.